just about 10 minutes.
Our numbers have grown drastically in the last couple of years.
A growing backlog of autopsies putting a strain on families who need answers. We've all lost or will lose a loved one. Autopsies often provide answers and closure for families, and without an autopsy, you can't get a death certificate.
But there is a growing backlog of autopsies in Georgia, and it's having a massive impact on families who need these results for closure. Our Hallie Turner is live in our newsroom. And Hallie, you sat down with one of these families who has desperately waited for months to get some answers.
Yeah, nearly 4 months ago, 16-year-old Nathan Hibbets went to sleep with one thing on his mind, passing his driver's test. But Nathan never made it to the DDS. Now, 118 days later, his parents still don't know what happened to their son. But they aren't the only ones. In fact, documents from the Richmond County Coroner show there are 76 other families in Augusta who have loved ones with autopsy results pending with the GBI in Atlanta, ages ranging from as young as 28 days to 87 years old. Bowen says the backlog continues to rise yearly. By October of 2020, Bowen was only waiting on about 45 autopsy reports to come back. Now that number has grown to 77. And if you add in this into 158 other counties the GBI serves when someone dies, along with a nationwide shortage of medical examiners, you find families like the Hibbets who could face 6 more months without answers.
If you're waiting on insurance, most companies, you need a death certificate. It can hinder paying bills, or if you have to pay for the funeral. I guess depending on who died, the amount of bills you might have to pay. If you need the cash from the life insurance, it prevents you from being able to get all that. And then just the closure. It doesn't bring them back while they die, but helps with the grieving process.
And coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're diving deeper into what's causing the backlogs for autopsy reports.
And we know so many of these families need that closure to move on, like we said, and hopefully there's a solution soon to speed things up.
Yeah, thanks for keeping us updated on that, Hallie. Augusta Commission deciding to put off their vote whether to... And Augusta Commission also voting to not grant $50,000 to the Garden City Rescue Mission. Up until just last week, the mission was fighting to stay running and raise nearly $500,000. They needed to buy the building that they operate in and keep benefiting those in need. Last week, we learned they exceeded their funding goal and they will stay open without the city's money.
Augusta University is celebrating the launch of 3 new master's degree programs today. AU Online held their official launch of the programs today, which includes Masters of Public Health, Education in Instruction, and Master of Science and Information Security Management. The goal to make master's programs available for more students.
We are targeting those that can't come to a campus. It's not possible. They've got lives, they've got families, they've got jobs. There's no way for them to get to a physical campus, but they want to advance their career, maybe change their career. And these are professionals. Our focus is on the graduate education. So these individuals have a bachelor's degree and they're seeking to advance their career.
And these courses will be available starting next fall.
Today is National Voter Registration Day, and a Georgia voter organization spent time today to help make sure people sign up in preparation of November's election. A team from the New Georgia Project helped register students at the Richmond County Technical Magnet School, and others canvass the city. The goal? To make sure everyone has a say in who takes power.
To vote what matters to them the most. And regardless who candidate, whether red, blue, yellow, brown, whatever, doesn't matter with us. We want to make sure people vote their voice and vote their power and vote their concern. Right?
The New Georgia Project says this year alone, they've helped more than 40,000 Georgians register to vote.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp recently announcing a partnership between one of the world's top automakers and one of Georgia's top research universities.
Our State House reporter Abby Kasouris tells us this means some Georgia students and researchers will be helping to shape the future of travel.
Hyundai says Georgia is their second home, and they're planting roots here, investing more than $7 billion in the state and partnering with schools like Georgia Tech to fill open positions and do research to decide the future of the company. For Georgia Tech students like senior Arjun Sakal, the partnership between his school and Hyundai could mean a job.
Georgia Tech has just been incredible with providing opportunities.
This is the future location of Hyundai's Meta plant outside of Savannah. The facility will produce more than 300,000 electric cars every year. Chief Operating Officer Jose Munoz says they're nearly halfway through the project and looking for workers for the plant and their battery plant in Bartow County.
More and more, the jobs that we bring in are highly skilled, highly qualified.
Their goal by 2040 is to create more sustainable cities, people driving electric cars, and using hydrogen fuel sources in places that are hard to electrify, like long-haul transportation.
If the future of mobility is going to be led by hydrogen, we would like Georgia Tech to be our exclusive partner to develop the fuel cell EVs for the future.
Sakal says sustainability is important for his generation of students.
There's things that kind of come up. Sustainability is one of them. Sustainability in our world, in ensuring that there is a future for our kids, for our future generations of Georgia Tech students.
Georgia Tech is one of several Georgia schools that have announced partnerships, including Savannah Technical College and Georgia Southern University. In Atlanta, I'm Abby Kasoris.
Lawmakers are considering changes to how high school football teams battle it out on the field. How that could impact our local teams coming up.
And it's going to be another relatively cool night down to the 50s away from the city. We'll see how long this nice weather sticks around. The full forecast next.
Time and temp now.
It's Ram Power Days in Waynesboro.
Up to $4 grand off new Charger GTs and Challenger GTs.
2.9% financing available.
New Waynesboro Rams up to $10,000 off. Visit goodtogowaynesboro.com.
It's Hamrick's biggest show-up.
Cheap Adventure Days in Waynesboro means big discounts. Over $6,500 off new Jeep Gladiator Rubicons.
Choose the exact vehicle you want and we'll deliver it within 500 miles.
goodtogowaynesboro.com.
Welcome back, folks. Live.
All right, we like that. Thanks, Riley. No matter how much you know about high school football, you've likely seen a matchup that, well, just doesn't seem fair between a small public school and a charter school powerhouse.
South Carolina lawmakers are looking to level out the playing field so kids aren't pushed out of the sport that they love. Alyssa Lyons spoke to one local football coach on how this could affect their team's postseason games.
Like Silver Bluff, 31 other teams in 2A are constantly prepping for the postseason, all with high hopes of making it to December. But like so many of them in the South Carolina High School League, they feel that the postseason has already been decided.
Just starting to kind of come to a head.
Great Collegiate took something from the Bluff that they'll never get a chance to take back: the 2021 state championship.
When you do look at other sports and you look at how things have shifted, and what's kind of being taken away from the traditional schools, yeah, it does make you wonder.
Instead of a trophy, lawmakers filed bills to make it harder for the charter powerhouse to take another one.
Over time, you have seen where a lot of the private charter are being created, and it's being created a little bit more for athletic uses, which means that the predominant enrollment in those schools are primarily athletes.
Not only would it require charter and private schools to move classifications, it would change the postseason.
And are you bringing what are those potential worries and problems to another classification? Is it fair to the kids, to the students, the student athletes of those charter schools as well, when they're having to play possibly two classifications up?
It would change the sport as we see it.
It's either, in my opinion, you either go ahead and just put them in their own separate league, which obviously right now you can't do that. You know, you either do it that way, or, you know, again, I just think kind of the best way, in my opinion, I think to kind of do this is to use the multiply rule, very similar to what Georgia and some other states do.
Just like them can tell you a lot of things, the bill is not foolproof.
It is what it is. Every school has to be treated fairly.
Definitely a big talker for a lot of South Carolina teams in our area. And, lawmakers, there's no set schedule for when they will discuss this in any of these possible changes either. So
Yeah.
definitely going to be something to keep our eye on.
Yeah, the plan, though, is to have it ready by the time the new legislative session begins in January. And we know a lot of parents are interested in this because, I mean, it really does take a lot of the experience away from their kids. It really, as some lawmakers put it, it pushes kids out of the game, out of the sport they love so very much.
Yeah, it's like playing teams that are in your region the entire time that you're used to playing, and then you go up against an absolute powerhouse in, for lack of a better word, like Alabama in college football. It's something like that to that degree. So it's going to be something to keep our eye on as we could see that change, maybe.
I'm Jamie Tucker. There is a brand new app gaining popularity that says it's more fun to be fake than be real. Coming up, show you what it does with this photo.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Lexus Acura Cadillac.
We are excited to announce that the Medicare Specialist is now the 64 Insurance Group. And while we've expanded our portfolio to include other health insurance products, we are still your go-to for all things Medicare. Don't wait until you're 65 to call. Are-you64.com.
To stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com to schedule your free in-home consultation.
Hey, Chip, what's the matter?
Man, this name change is stressing me out.
Everyone will know we still specialize in Medicare.
Yeah, I know that. What about this?
Are-you64.com.
Popular smartphone app over the past year has been something called Be Real, the app that shares what you're doing at one moment during the day.
And it's supposed to show what your life is like through random selfies and no filters. Well, now there's a similar app with a twist. Our Consumer Tech reporter Jamie Tucker shows us.
You may know this app, Be Real, that sends a notification to everyone using the app at a random time each day to take a selfie of what they're doing.
The trouble most people found is that most of the time the notification comes when you're not doing anything interesting. Be Fake is similar, but with a big twist. Everyone gets an alert to take a photo at a certain time, but instead of posting a natural selfie, Be Fake edits the image using AI so it looks unrealistic.
That's hilarious. It doesn't even look like me.
Which is kind of the point. Rather than my wife and I watching TV, Be Fake puts us in medieval times where she's on a horse. In another boring photo, Be Fake turned me into a superhero. You can let Be Real choose what you're doing, or you can tell the app what you want. The photos can be shared with everyone else using the app, and in the month since it was released, Be Fake has surged near the top of the App Store charts. And the Be Fake I took just a couple of minutes ago, it is a free app and it's gaining new users every day, building a social network where everyone is doing something spectacular. I'm Jamie Tucker, and Be Fake is the app of the day.
Be Fake is available on both Apple and Android, and you love it, Will.
Yeah, just what we needed, more fake stuff on the internet. Perfect. Well, we're learning more about this year's Sticks and String event. It's a benefit concert and golf tournament that raises money for local charities. Now, artists like Thomas Rhett, Darius Rucker, and Jake Owen will all be there. It'll be on the 19th of November, and more information will be on our website, wrdw.com.
High school football season is heating up, and Week 5 certainly kept us on the edge of our seats.
We're looking forward to it. News 12 Sports Director Dan Booth joins us live now to dive into some of the moments that are worth revisiting. Dan.
Week 5 of the high school football season is in the books, so without any further ado, it's time for the Under the Lights Top 5 Plays of the Week. Coming in at number 5, Laney's taking on Thompson at the Brickyard. Javaris Harris hits DJ Daggett perfectly in stride, and he bursts up the sideline for the score. Laney showed some fight in this one, but Thompson went on to win their third in a row, 28-14. Number 4, Westside is hosting Josie. Janarion Kamga is a dangerous man with the football in his hands, and he shakes this defender out of his cleats with a stutter step, giving him the separation he needed to cruise in for the score. Westside improves to 2-2 with a big win, 49-6. Number 3, Aquinas and Harlem. Jim Franklin throws this ball on a rope to Buddy Rogarer, who hits the brakes right here, sending a defender flying up the sidelines. That hurt my knees just watching that. Here's a quick replay of that, and we're not done with this crazy game just yet, because at number 2, it's 4th and goal for Harlem. Ethan Evangelista avoids the pass rush, gets outside, doing his best Patrick Mahomes impression, and throws a perfect ball between 2 defenders that came in Davis for the touchdown. Harlem gets the win, 47-42. Coming in at number 1 for our Under the Lights Play of the Week, Strom Thurmond's hosting Evans. Quan Edmond throws a dime to Jay Sewell, who makes a ridiculous diving catch in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. That was an an incredible play. I was in the back of the end zone there for that. I was stunned when I was recording it. That is going to be, Strom Thurmond just continues their early season surge with another important win at home, 33-7. Now, speaking of the Rebels, their showdown with North Augusta is one of the choices for the Under the Lights game of the week. You can cast your vote by scanning the code on your screen now or by logging on to our website.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. Weather looks great heading into our Friday evening games later this week, and high temperatures through the rest of the work week will be below average for us. Now look at that full 7 day just after the break.
Well, let me tell you what happened